Only 650,000 pay-per-view buys for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford on July 29th. It was supposed to be the mega fight. It was a great event. The stars came out for it. Everybody tuned in to watch the fight. But only 650K pay-per-view buys. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis did 1.2 million buys. So that just shows the disparity in, it doesn't necessarily matter how good you are. It's also, your personality, your social media presence, and whether or not people know you outside of the sport of boxing. Obviously, people know Tank outside of the sport of boxing, and people know Ryan outside of the sport of boxing. But for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, it's just crazy to hear that, they're only able to do 650K pay-per-view buys when Ryan Garcia and Tank are able to do 1.2, because when we're talking the welterweight division, you're talking Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, that's cream of the crop. That's as good as it gets. This was the fight that we anticipated and kind of built up for the past 3, 4, 5 years, and then we finally get to the point and it only does 650,000. Like, they didn't even get close to 1 million, to be honest, and Ryan Garcia and Tank broke 1 million. So that just goes to show it's not always about the talent. It's about how, people within the sport of boxing are going to tune into, every boxing match. But how do you get the people outside of the sport to tune into your fight and care about you? You have to have a personality. There has to be some sort of it factor that makes people want to watch you. I'm not saying Terrence Crawford's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I'm just saying that 650,000 pay-per-view buys is something that, your average fighter can do. And how talented Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are, and specifically Terrence Crawford, just based off that performance, I thought that, 650,000 is nothing. I was shocked. I expected that, but, I was like kind of at the same time hoping that I would jinx it and prove myself wrong, and they'd prove me wrong, but I think I said around 700,000, so they still did less than that. And man, I'm just like, both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, that fight, and then in addition, Ryan Garcia and Tank, they both made upwards of 20 million, either way. But obviously Ryan Garcia and Tank are getting more of the, back end of the pay-per-view money because they sold more. And just for a guy like Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford in the welterweight division that's so hot, and so much talent in that division, so competitive, just as competitive as the lightweight division. But these were the two, champions. That was an undisputed fight. And then, there wasn't even a belt on the line for Tank and Ryan. It does 1.2 million. That just goes to show selling tickets and putting butts in seats can sometimes mean more than, being undisputed champion nowadays. From a business standpoint and a financial standpoint, Ryan and Tank are making more than Devin Haney, in that one fight against Loma. I'm pretty sure for his title defense that Devin Haney didn't make as much as Ryan Garcia or Tank did fighting each other. So that just goes to show nowadays, the belts are so saturated that it's more so about how can you entertain the crowd? How can you make us care about watching your fight? What can you sell to us? It's about marketing, and Ryan Garcia and Tank are perfect for that. They both have personalities. They're both outspoken, and, they have a lot of entertaining aspects about them. They have the star qualities that it's hard to replicate. Not everyone can, go on the mic and talk a lot of trash and do a good job at it. And Ryan Garcia and Tank, they sold the fight really well, talking about, cheating, using steroids, weight draining, stuff along those lines, fighting at a certain catch weight, the rehydration clause. It made for a great fight, and people knew that Ryan Garcia, he's the good-looking dude. He's the pretty boy versus the bad boy who was Tank, and Tank, who's been all over the place. He's been controversial. Ryan Garcia, people think Ryan Garcia can't fight. It made for the perfect event, and to see these two young guys at their age, they're not even in their 30s yet, and to make millions of dollars and do 1.2 million pay-per-view buys before they're even 30 years old, that's testament to how popular Ryan Garcia and Tank are, even outside of the sport of boxing. That's why they were able to sell so many pay-per-views. It's not because their talent obviously has something to do with it. You get to that level by being a talented fighter. Everyone who said Ryan's not a fighter, Tank's not legit, they're wrong. There's proof in the pudding. People are coming to watch them because they're talented, because they're great fighters, because they can box, but also because they're known and they have such great social media and influential presences outside of the sport. That's what it's all about. That's how you get, because there's only so many boxing fans. Boxing's a popular sport, but you compare it to basketball, football, baseball, it's a tight community. And how do you sell tickets You know, because you have to pay for a pay-per-view, obviously. How do you guys get other people outside of the sport of boxing to buy your fight? You have to be entertaining. You have to say things that make people want to watch your fight, and that's what Ryan and Tank did. And, you know, I'm happy for them, but that just goes to show sometimes it's talent along with that, you know, personality that'll sell a pay-per-view. And Floyd's shown that, Manny has shown that, and now it's, you know, Tank and Ryan have been the blueprint for this year. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that, you know, these guys like Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford need more personality, or do you think that they should just keep fighting the way they are? Because I feel like if they show a little bit more of their personality, they could potentially sell more pay-per-views and gain that financial benefit. But let me know what you guys think. Obviously, these are all great fighters and, you know, great fights that got, you know, made in 2023. I'm excited for what the rest of the year has to hold. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so you guys don't miss a thing. But thank you for watching again. Catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.